What's up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia and welcome to another week of Tester Tuesday. Tester Tuesday is a weekly series of Scentsy review videos where I warm and review scents in my home and give you my opinion, and that might help you decide if a scent's going to work for you or not. It's all based on last week's previous votes, and we had lots of votes last week, so thank you so much. All right, let's talk about our first place scent for the week. It is Cranberry Candy Cane. It's a bright red colored wax. This one had 27% of the vote. It's about medium intensity on cold sniff, and Scentsy has put this as part of the holiday collection, which launched October 1st, and it's in the fresh category. So the scent description says, in a twist on a traditional treat, fresh cranberries and pomegranate are swirled with peppermint sticks. So peppermint, if you have an essential oil peppermint, it can be very strong, sharp, almost astringent, a little bit too much. There's a couple vendor wax companies that are a little bit along that line as well. The candy cane in this is brought down a notch by a little bit of vanilla, I believe. So on cold sniff, this reminded me of a candy cane, but when I warmed it, it reminded me a lot of the peppermint that you would get from Peppermint Rush. A little bit of an icy peppermint, cool kind of feeling. Now they've also talked about cranberry and pomegranate. So cranberries can be really rich, deep and heavy. They can kind of be body care like Snow Kiss Cranberry. This cranberry reminded me a little bit, maybe the closest to Very Merry Cranberry, which is kind of a flat, neutral cranberry. But maybe even more so the cranberry from Cranberry Spice, without spice, of course. But that cranberry came across a tiny bit flat, candy-like, and maybe a touch waxy. And the pomegranate reminds me of Perfectly Pomegranate, which also is kind of the same line, very basic, flat, good performer, but a little bit waxy. So I think when you factor all that in, you have a basically sweet cranberry pomegranate combo mixed with an icy cool peppermint. Now some people when they warmed this said it reminded them of hair salon. I don't know if it's something else that's bringing that out. I didn't really get that, but I did get a note that kind of tended towards like a slight bit of chemical, but I didn't mind it. I enjoyed this scent. So one thing I will say, this through very quickly. So let's talk about performance. Now here's my used up clamshell. So I used 2 cubes to start out here in my bedroom. I always suggest starting in a small area if you can, and then judge how it does, and then filter it in different areas depending on how it performs in the first area. So it did very well here, 8 out of 10 in a 25-watt ceramic warmer for 2 cubes. The first day I left it going 13 hours, and I started up on day 2. It was about 5 out of 10 when I started it up on day 2. I left it going about 12 hours and then just a little tiny bit into day 3, and then I removed it. It wasn't doing very well into day 3. So I would say I had about 28 hours over 2.5 days. Now, because it did well here in my bedroom, I thought, let's put it in the open layout. So I put the other 6 cubes in the open layout amongst 4 warmers. At the max, it was about 7 out of 10, which was fine, but it didn't really last very long at that intensity. It really started to dissipate. And sometimes that happens in big areas. The scent just poof, it seems to vanish. So it didn't have staying power in my big area, but it seemed to linger in a small area. So in my big area, I left it going 12 hours and I removed it, even though I couldn't smell it for the full 12 hours. I could smell it very well for maybe 4 to 5. Now, if you're someone that likes Peppermint Rush, maybe 1 cube of that, and you can add in half a cube of Very Merry Cranberry and half a cube of Perfectly Pomegranate, then maybe you'll get something like this. I'd say it's much better in an enclosed space, so that's probably going to be a medium to small space. Didn't do well enough for me to repurchase in my open layout, but I did really enjoy this scent. I just don't want to repurchase a scent just for, my bedroom area. I didn't like it that much, but I did enjoy what I warmed. So that is Cranberry Candy Cane. So let's talk about scent number 2 for the week. It is Pumpkin Cashmere. This one is a light orange colored wax. This one had 23% of the vote. On cold sniff, it's between light and medium, somewhere in there. And it's scent of the month for October 2023, and Scentsy has put this in the spice category. So we'll get to the spice category in just a second, but let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, surround yourself with the captivating combination of warm cinnamon, bountiful pumpkin, and cozy cashmere woods. All right, I'm not sure about the category because this is a scent that's a little bit tricky. It's kind of vague. I feel like it could go in different boxes, but they have put this in the spice. Just let's talk about the pumpkin first. That's what I find you get the most of. The pumpkin is a gentle, kind of natural, somewhat earthy, neutral pumpkin, almost like a pumpkin skin, maybe with the tiniest bit of vanilla in there to just cream it out. Now, as you're warming it, I get that the most, and then a little bit of a nutmeg spice comes out. I get a lot of nutmeg, And then I think I was smelling what I describe as yarn or wool. That's kind of what I smell. So I'm not really sure. Now, as it warmed a little bit, the spice of the cinnamon came out. It wasn't aggressive at all. It was very gentle and muted, but room filling, and it was warm in nature. So if you're spice sensitive, this might work out for you because it's kind of on that borderline. Now, the other thing about this scent is it's kind of an edible scent, but it also is just like flirting with body care. It's not so much body care. I got a lot of body care from Cozy Vanilla and Pumpkin, but this one is more natural in its presentation. And Cozy Vanilla and Pumpkin is more like there is more body care to me. Now, let's talk about performance, because I warmed not quite 2 full clamshells. I did make some samples for customers, but I put it in 3 different spots. So I put it in Ryan's room, 2 cubes in a 25 watt ceramic warmer. Strength and throw was between 5 and 6 out of 10, and I left it going for a day and a half, and then I removed it. On day 2, it just really died, and so I was like, why am I keep going with this? I just got to move on. Now, in my TV room, it seemed to do a little bit better. Now, it was only about 6 out of 10 for its strength and throw, but it seemed to maintain that better in the room, and it was kind of better for about 2 full days, and then I removed it. And in Drew's room, which usually most things thrive there, I put 4 cubes in amongst 2 warmers, and it was about 6 out of 10 at its max. It did well enough on the first day, and then on the second day, it wasn't very strong, similar to Ryan's room, so I removed it after a day and a half as well. So I think if you're someone that likes maybe the scent Cozy Vanilla and Pumpkin, I've heard this compared to Pumpkin Marshmallow. I've heard it compared to Very Peri Pumpkin, like along those lines, but it is its own scent, but it is kind of vague and nondescript to me. I'd say if you're going to warm this, stick to small to medium spaces. I think it's going to do better than a big area. I would never try it in my big area. It's just not strong enough. I have a note here. It's good for people that want light pumpkin scents, if you want softer cinnamon levels, or you enjoy spice but not the intensity of Scentsy's spice, then you might want to pick this one up. Not a repurchase for me just based on performance and scent appeal, but I am happy to try it and get a review out to you guys. So that is Pumpkin Cashmere. All right, let's move to the portion of the video where I'm going to draw some scents and you guys are going to vote. So I had to have my box here because we're going to use it for 1 scent, but I also have pre-selected 5 scents. So if you're new to my channel, please pick 2 different scents, put them down in the YouTube comment section as your votes by early Wednesday morning, please. And if you can't do that, you can find my post on Instagram. It's Patricia Gates, and you can vote there. All right, so scent number 1 is coming up in Scents of the Season. We have seen it before in a brick. So scent number 1 is going to be Sugar Plum Berry. All right, now the next few scents are coming from the Pink Awareness collection, and that is available October 1st. A portion of your purchase goes towards a donation towards breast cancer, and you can vote on that, so that's always good to know. All right, so let's do this in alphabetical order. Scent number 2, I Pink I Can. Scent number 3, Positively Pink. Scent number 4, Pink Spreads Hope. Scent number 5, Turn Up the Pink. And let's draw from the box because I missed the box. And I must say, I can't believe the response you guys got on my little rant last week about the LTOs. Hopefully things will die down in a little bit, and then we'll be complaining we don't have enough scents probably, but anyway. And I do have a microphone on, so I'm not sure how loud certain things are, so I'll try not to reach around too much. Okay, scent number 6 is Blueberry Cheesecake. So thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to vote, and I'll see you guys in the next video.